all over the globe from all categories of motorsport are ready to take on one of the toughest tests in motorsports anywhere on the planet. IMSA WeatherTech sports car competition.
180 miles an hour, laser focused. That's what the IMSA fans are going to see today.
It feels like a big event, and we are ready to go today.
Ready, set, go, and go!
The green flag is in hands. Let's go! Side by side for the lead into the corkscrew. Look at this, side by side. Watch this move. Whoa! And Durrani is flying. Big time, Jack Hawksworth. Next to the inside, Ford defender. Seven in the dirt there. This is dicey stuff into turn 9. What a move by Tommy. The coolest cars on the planet.
America's best sports car drivers and the best from around the world.
We are here and ready to do battle.
Get ready for the roar of the engines, the thrill of the chase, and the innovation of the future to return. Welcome to the 2025 IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship Season Preview. Lee Diffie with you to give you an intriguing first look at everything IMSA has coming in the new season. From cutting-edge technology in the GTP class to the thrilling competition in the GTD categories, IMSA is gearing up for another season of high-speed action, intense rivalries, and unforgettable moments. The Aston Martin Valkyrie is here. Meyer Shank Racing is back. Wayne Taylor makes a big move, and Roger Penske's team of champions look to defend their title. As always, the stars will be out for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Plus, we'll spotlight all the changes in the GTP class, as well as the expanded LMP2 category. GTD Pro and GTD fields, with even more manufacturers joining the grid and top drivers bolstering an already impressive field. We'll also bring you insights on the teams, the tracks, and the stories to watch in 2025. From the Rolex 24 at Daytona to the season-ending Motul Petit Le Mans, the calendar is stacked with legendary races. So, are you ready to see everything IMSA has to offer? The green flag is almost here, and we're ready for the ride. IMSA, or formerly known as the International Motorsports Association, has been at the forefront of sports car racing for over 5 decades. Since its founding in 1969, IMSA has become a proving ground for some of the greatest drivers, teams, and manufacturers in motorsports history. Names like the global motorsport legend Mario Andretti and the Hollywood icon turned competitive racer Paul Newman have left an indelible mark on IMSA. Andretti's versatility across racing disciplines and Newman's passion for the sport helped define IMSA's pioneering spirit. And IMSA isn't just an American series, it's a global stage. Over the years, drivers from more than 45 countries have taken to the grid, showcasing diverse talent and racing styles. IMSA's legacy is filled with champions from all corners of motorsport. 30 Indianapolis 500 winners have competed in IMSA, including the likes of Juan Pablo Montoya and Helio Castro Neves. Not to mention Formula One world champions like Emerson Fittipaldi, Mario Andretti, Fernando Alonso, and most recently Jenson Button have enjoyed racing in IMSA. More than 70 overall Le Mans winners have graced IMSA's grids, adding a touch of global prestige to its already rich history. And of course, there's been plenty of stock car legends, such as Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, and Kyle Larson to grace the fields. As 22 NASCAR Cup Series champions have an IMSA start, including 27 Daytona 500 winners. Some famous racing families that have raced in IMSA: Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jr., Bill and Chase Elliott, Terry and Bobby Labonte, AJ Foyt and AJ IV, Emerson, Christian and Pietro Fittipaldi, Al Sr., Al Jr., Bobby, Johnny and Robbie Unser, plus many others. In addition to Paul Newman, stars of the screen like Patrick Dempsey and Tim Allen have also raced in IMSA. And then there's the next generation of young superstars like Connor Zilic, who have already won IMSA events. Let's hear from some IMSA drivers and owners about why this is a must-watch series.
The most wild, fan-engaging, exciting version of sports car racing in the world. You're on the edge of your seat, you know, clenching up, not sure what the outcome's going to be.
High energy, it's high adrenaline, it's close racing, and it's never over till the last lap.
You get a crazy mix of racing. You've got prototypes, you know, cutting through the field of GT cars, different classes. So if you're a prototype fan, you've got something to cheer for. If you're just a general car manufacturer and a Cadillac, Corvette, Porsche, Lamborghini specific person, you've got your GT class that you can kind of follow. And
super close access to the drivers, to the races, to the cars, something that many other series they don't get.
I think IMSA racing in today's world is the most exciting sports car racing on the planet. We are in the golden age of sports car racing. The excitement at every IMSA event is epic. The battles on track, the personalities, the different OEMs going head to head. There is actually no other race series in the world that has that diversity.
It's the best racing series on the planet.
To me, it's the best racing that I ever took part in. It's the adrenaline, it's multi-class racing. It's a family environment that I can see, you know, all the fun, everything that I've wished for racing, it's in IMSA.
IMSA racing, especially the Rolex 24, is actually its own movie. So if you start from the beginning, you learn the characters, you get involved early on, there's drama in the middle, and then the end scene at the end, however that works out. I think it's a modern day version of reality TV. In your face, good and bad. You're going to hear good things, you're going to hear bad things. You're going to see a lot of dedication from a lot of different people and teams.
Endurance racing, especially in IMSA, first of all, it's very competitive. Many different categories, which is what makes it fun. Action-packed, there's no rest.
The races are really unpredictable until the very end, and someone which is a few laps down, a couple of hours in, can still win the race.
18 of the world's best auto manufacturers, 11 of which compete in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. Over 200 of the world's best endurance sports car drivers, over 60 of the world's best endurance sports car racing teams at circuits and downtown city streets, the most iconic road racing circuits around the United States and North America, whether it's 24 hours, 12 hours, 10 hours, or 6 hours. You're seeing the world's best.
So much energy here this weekend. Absolute chaos.
Coming up, we break down those 4 classes and update you on all the teams that will be vying for the championship at the end of the season, as well as previewing the big one at Daytona, the 24-hour classic for that Rolex timepiece. The Grand Touring Prototype class, better known as GTP, is the pinnacle of endurance racing in IMSA. Let's hear some thoughts from the GTP drivers as they explain the finer details of their class.
So what is GTP?
It's the Grand Touring Prototypes, so it means that they're not based from production vehicles, they're pure prototypes built for racing, purebreds if you like.
Racing in these kind of spaceship-looking things that do 200 miles an hour before we break to turn 1.
For me, is the most exciting sports car racing we have right now.
Those machines are something unique.
It's the ultimate driving machines.
The cars are so much fun to drive, they are so fast.
They've got a lot of downforce, they're lighter, they're more powerful, and yeah, they're pretty mean.
With 2-car operations from lots of manufacturers, it's also open to private teams.
Top brands in motorsports bring in their best engineers, their best drivers, their best technology to sports car racing in North America.
Going forward in a more greener world, that we start with electric and then we transition from the combustion. And through the lap, we recharge the battery and we deploy it at the exit of the corners to be more efficient.
Something unique about sports car racing is that you can tell what car is coming before you even see it. The sounds are so unique and so special.
Before we break down all the off-season changes and what's coming up this season, let's check out how the 2024 championship was won in GTP.
America's best sports car drivers and the best from around the world.
Laser focused. That's what the IMSA fans are going to see today.
Championships on the line. 56 entries, 11 total in the top GTP class. They see the green, they're on the gas.
As they're coming to green, let's get things going here.
Down to turn one. Loud, fast, exciting racing.
The Mobile 1 12 hours at Sebring is won by WTR Andretti.
The Porsche Penske number 7 victory at Watkins Glen.
Checkered flag, the Rolex 24. We're ready to go. Let's do it.
Wild action. We talk about this racetrack, total commitment. 6 car. Team Penske goes to victory lane at Laguna Seca today. They win at Road America. BMW RLL is going to win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The WTR Andretti drives this Acura to victory.
That's the pass for the lead. The 0-1 is through. Cadillac Racing with Chip Ganassi win at Petit Le Mans.
Roger Penske and his Porsche team won the title in 2024, but he's not the only big-time owner. The likes of Wayne Taylor, Bobby Rahal, and Mike Shank also head up GTP teams. The class emphasizes huge manufacturer involvement with iconic brands like Acura, BMW, Cadillac, Lamborghini, and Porsche. Each car reflects the unique DNA of its brand, adding an extra layer of excitement for the fans. That number 7 Porsche Penske team shook up the winning driver lineup by adding Nick Tandy to the mix alongside Brazil's Felipe Nasr. Their combination of driving styles together will have the paddock buzzing about a repeat performance in 2025.
So 2024, an amazing season for Porsche and Porsche Penske across the globe.
Everything clicked, and we started having an incredible win in Daytona. All these elements of racing for Porsche and for Roger himself, for Penske.
It's not just development of the machine. It's building a team, and what counts most in a team is the people involved.
So winning the championship in 2024 was very special.
It was, a culmination of years of hard work. And, we're not finished yet, of course.
I think it's a pretty strong lineup. And Nick, I have to say, it's probably one of the most experienced guys we have on the field, because Nick has won probably everything he's driven. He has one of the best racecrafts out there. So combined with the experience, which hopefully I'm bringing some as well to the table. So I think it's a pretty good combo, and can't wait for 2025.
Wayne Taylor's involvement with GM dates back to 1990, and he had a magical run in 2017 en route to a championship with Cadillac. After a short hiatus from the iconic American motorsports giant, the team is back with Cadillac Racing, and it appears to be a happy reunion.
It's really like the family's come back together. So I can say, out of all the programs I've done, this program I'm more passionate about than any other one.
Since my dad moved to America in 1990, he was racing a Chevy Spice, and there's only a handful of years that he and General Motors have been not working together, so I think for the team it's very much a homecoming.
Ever since I've been, like a professional driver, like paid to drive, has been with GM since 2011, so from 2011 through 2022, that's all I knew. Those are all the people I knew and dealt with. Kind of as soon as we went back to Cadillac, it was like I went back home as well. Not just from the personnel, but the car itself. Always used to have V8 kind of behind me and that grunty sound of a naturally aspirated engine. It put a smile on my face, being back with the people, but just as much when I sat in the car and heard the engine fire up.
2017, our last time with Cadillac, was was the most successful year of all of our careers, and it was just a dream come true, winning the Rolex, winning the first 5 races of the season, and then the championship. With my brother in our family team, you couldn't write it any better. And
I think it's good to have each of us in separate cars, and I feel like Ricky and I together kind of checked off all the boxes we needed to check off together as a duo.
The two of them are incredibly close, you know, both on the track and off the track. They care for each other. It's pretty incredible to watch and to be around. Just the harmony and the love they have for each other, and understand the depth of what Ring-Tail Racing is and what the arrangement is with Cadillac. And it really is just a big, big family.
It didn't take long, but after a year away from IMSA, Rolex 24 and Indy 500 winning team Meyer-Shank Racing are coming back to GTP, and with a driver lineup that will be in the fight all year long for the team's second championship.
Expectations for us coming back after 1 year. I did 20 straight years at IMSA and missed 1 year, and coming back to it, our expectations are that we can be in the top 3 right away. The new collaboration with HRC, it's a fresh take on how people can go sports car racing to GTP level with engineering and things. Tom and Colin deserve this, in my opinion, okay? They came out, really had a hell of a good year in 2023, the first year of GTP as we know it today. Without our issue we had at the beginning of the year, they would have won the championship easily, and I'm proud of that, and I'm really proud of that. And those two guys deserve another go at this, so that's what we're doing.
You know, I came into this, I call it a family now, because I really feel, you know, at home in the team. You know, I joined them in 2022. We had a lot of, you know, good success straight away. You know, this year we gave it a shot in IndyCar. It didn't really work out, but obviously I'm very grateful that, you know, we're able to kind of reunite, I guess, with the program for 2025, and it's also great for the team.
You know, we had so much chemistry together. Obviously, taking 2024 off, putting that all back together. You know, we've got the same sort of core people back in the group. I feel like that puts us in a position to kind of pick up where we left off.
I expect us to be fighting for race wins from the start, you know, and I think, yeah, it'd be stupid not to think otherwise. And so, yeah, the goal is honestly, my goal is to win the championship with Colin.
The other car, David Salters from HRC and I worked on a lot, and we tried to figure out what we wanted for that car and that program, and we landed on two very experienced people that have the speed and the knowledge, and I believe the brains, to lead that car into some great things here.
I've known Ring Eric since I think I was 18 or 19 when I first jumped into cars. So a long time. We've raced against each other, but now to have him next to me is fantastic. Obviously, in IMSA he's been very successful, and yeah, let's hope we can get plenty more wins, but together this time.
Starting in March at Sebring, Aston Martin and the Heart of Racing team bring the Valkyrie to IMSA. There's been a huge buzz around this new entry, as team principal Ian James tells us.
Well, I think bringing the Valkyrie to IMSA and the GTP class is kind of groundbreaking in terms of, like, this is the first car with actual DNA in a road car. It's a halo car for Aston Martin. It's a car that, you know, everybody or most people in the world aspire to connect with or to drive, or it's just a beautiful car, right? So to bring a new manufacturer hypercar to IMSA, that's a special moment for us. I think the American fans are going to love to see the new GTP Valkyrie out on the tracks.
Coming up, check out the hottest cars you'll see on the road, only these are hitting much higher speeds on the track. It's the GTD Pro Class. Welcome back. Here's IMSA champion Townsend Bell to talk the difference between the GTD and GTD Pro Class.
These are the coolest cars in class. This is where the world's greatest luxury manufacturers compete with race cars based on road-going GT cars, including this Lexus. You can differentiate this class, which is GTD, by the green number plates and the yellow headlights. GTD Pro, red end fences, red number plates, and white headlights at night. Those are the only differences, though. GTD Pro and GTD, the cars are identical. But inside, the difference is in the drivers. GTD Pro, these are full-time pros. This is all they do, like Jack Hawksworth. He's in the simulator during the week, and he's thinking racing all the time. The difference with GTD drivers, most of us have a side hustle. The cool thing is, occasionally the side hustle guys beat the pros. How awesome is that?
Townsend featuring Jack Hawksworth in that number 14 Lexus. He's one of the best in the sport, even mentoring the likes of Kyle Busch a few years ago. Let's get to know him a little better.
Hey, my name's Jack Hawksworth. I'm the driver of the number 14 Vass Sullivan Lexus RCF GT3 car. The Hawk, I guess, is what people would say. 12 years old when I started go-kart racing. I'd always been I always had motorcycles and stuff like that when I was a kid, though. My dad was always into bikes. He was always into motorsport, so it basically kind of came through him. I would say riding a motocross bike, but I fell off a couple of years ago, broke my back, and had to miss a couple of races. Focus on what you can control and kind of don't worry about what you can't control. I don't get it very often, but I can get I can get angry. I'm sure people get road rage with me on the street, though, as well. IMSA, to me personally, I think it's the best sports car racing championship in the world. You're not going to know who's going to win until right at the end. The identity of that car is the same thing that a customer can go out and purchase in a showroom. So it really is the top manufacturers around the world. We back ourselves as one of the best teams in the paddock, and it's been a kind of a special kind of era, I guess, for our team. And now it's time to go after the next championship.
Like GTP, the GTD Pro Class also came down to the final race of the season last year. Let's look back at how it all shook out and how a popular dinosaur made its mark.
The quality of this field has been elevated to a whole new level.
It is the drivers that make the difference.
You've got the spotlight on you, and when you have it on you, you need to perform.
We are ready to do battle. What a fantastic day at Watkins Glen International. Heart of Racing, Aston Martin, they will win GTD Pro.
Car 62 does it in edition 62 of the Rolex 24.
And Rexy, the fan favorite, he'll now go to victory lane at Laguna Seca. AO Racing wins today.
Back-to-back wins for the AO Racing Porsche.
AO Racing bringing Rexy home here.
A third gold tooth for Rexy.
Paul Miller Racing, BMW, they'll take the checkered flag at VIR.
Big to see Ford on the podium for the first time this year.
Conquest Racing, they take the win at Road America. The number 3 with Antonio Garcia takes the win at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Mobil won 12 hours at Sebring. Vassar Sullivan will be victorious in GTD Pro.
The roller coaster, it's about to leave the station. Problem for the 77, looking for the winner, GTD Pro.
Congratulations, Iron Links.
And the GT Pro Championship goes to AO Racing.
Next, it's IMSA's biggest class with the most manufacturers, from Porsche to Ferrari to Lamborghini. This group features 9 of the world's most luxurious brands. It's a pro and amateur driving field. It's the GTD class.
You have a nickname on the team, and where does it come from?
Yeah, my nickname on the team's Barney, like Barney the Purple Dinosaur, just because my surname's Barney Coat. And I actually have a little mascot on the back of my helmet.
George, from when I was a kid, George of the Jungle, and Geordie T-Sheet was my rapper name.
My dad, once I started getting a bit faster, used to call me Quick Nick.
Nothing I can repeat on camera, you know, it's all horrible.
Yeah, I think my nickname might be Cobra. I sort of made my own email address when I was a kid and kind of put the Colin and the BRA together.
Some call me Austrian Farmer because I'm a very basic person, I would say.
Do you play golf?
I'm terrible at golf, so I don't do that. No good with sticks and stuff.
I suck at golf. I'm terrible.
Oh no, I hate golf. I hate golf.
I have literally just gone into golf and I'm like obsessed. It's bad.
A little bit of golf, a little bit.
Top golf, yes.
Terrible at hitting the ball. Can't hit the ball. I'll drive the golf cart. I have a Hayabusa powered golf cart that they won't let on the golf course, so it has about 200 horsepower. We did the math with the tires and the gearing, and it's good for about 180 miles an hour.
The GTD class features production-based GT3 cars from some of the world's most iconic manufacturers.
We set it off, now it's going up. Can't take it off and we blowing up. Step in the spot and they know it's a squad around me and they make me feel glorious.
They're just like the street cars you see featured here with them at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. But of course, purpose-built for racing.
They're gonna feel us before they gon' hear us.
Last season, a Mercedes showed amazing consistency in the GTD class and proved almost unstoppable. Here's the story of how that 2024 championship was won.
The cars are the stars.
The largest showing for the GT Daytona category.
On the spot, 10 seconds on the clock, gonna show them what we got to offer.
Porsche, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Corvette, BMW, Lamborghini, and Lexus.
Winner takes all.
It's time to tell the human to be a machine.
Wow, that was impressive stuff. Putting it all on the line, total commitment right now. Amazing consistency and execution.
There's a traffic jam and they're just hitting each other everywhere.
They are dynamic here. They just have the sweet spot in this Mercedes.
4 wins in 5 races.
In the game, not the money or the fame, it's the feeling inside that drives.
It has been a wild one. That is huge. For Robbie Foley, Patrick Gallagher, it's a 70-point swing. Oh, that was really wedging his way through there.
Winner takes all. Pass the ball. Reach for the stars, no stopping us.
32. This is the first win. Emotions running high. That's what motorsport is all about. None of them afraid to go door to door.
This Mercedes has been stout this year.
What a season Winwood Racing have put together. Composed, never very dramatic, and they've all been six things up. Contact the lead. The 34 takes the lead. First win for Costa Balboa and Petit Le Mans.
The 57 Winward Mercedes 2024 GTD Class Champions.
The winner takes all.
The GTD is an amazing class. It consists of many different manufacturers, 560 horsepower around that area with the BOP numbers. We require 1 silver driver, 1 platinum, 1 gold, and another silver, or mix and match. Probably the hardest class to win these races in just because how competitive it is.
Famal is a silver-rated driver, allowing him to race in a Pro-Am class. Driver classifications are essential in balancing Pro-Am formats and ensuring fair competition in endurance racing. Bronze drivers are amateurs or hobbyists, often with limited experience. Silver drivers are more talented amateurs or young, developing drivers, while gold are professional drivers with solid achievements. Finally, platinum is the top level for elite professionals with outstanding careers. From overseeing a multi-billion-dollar company to racing against the world's top pros, we'll dive into the LMP2 class and explain just what a gentleman driver is. That's coming up.
Favourite track for me, Road Atlanta. It's quite a small venue, so I feel like the atmosphere that the fans bring builds amazingly well, and love going to war around that place.
It's one of the still old school racetracks that we have in the world. High risk, high reward, no room for error.
So a roller coaster, the elevation change, the bumps, the speed, it's an awesome ride.
I really like VIR. It's a very twisty track, fast, no room for error. It's one of those tracks where every lap you take a deep breath once you've done it.
Old school, high speed, lots of elevation, what's not to love?
Watkins Glen, I think that's a spectacular racetrack. You're flat out all the time. I think it's the highest percentage of wide open throttle out of any track that we're on, so I do love that.
Favorite track, I would say Road America, just because of the pure speed. It's really, really fast.
It just has everything that a race car driver would want.
Great corners, not too Mickey Mouse, good grip.
There's a lot of risk involved, making decisions with split seconds.
To make it a perfect lap is hard. It's just full of charisma. There is no runoff areas. Do a mistake, you're in the wall.
It takes a lot of commitment. You know, you can't just drive at 95% there.
And the racing there is always good.
I fell in love from the first lap. The adrenaline there is very high and I like that.
What a beautiful facility, great layout, great flow, great rhythm. Just the best fans. Like, Road America's amazing.
I'm really excited just to come back to IMSA because I think all the tracks are fantastic. But a place I'm really looking forward to going back to is probably actually Long Beach. I'm going to go for something different, Long Beach.
Lee Diffie back with you for this IMSA preview show. The 2025 IMSA schedule begins with the two longest races of the year, with the Rolex 24 at Daytona and the Mobil 1 12 Hours of Sebring. Then out west to the picturesque streets of Long Beach. Staying in California for WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, then to another street race in Detroit. In June, it's the next endurance race with the Salem 6 Hours of the Glen, then over the border to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. The summer heats up at the iconic Road America and the lone GT-only event at Virginia International Raceway. The season finishes with another 2 endurance races in September for the Battle on the Bricks in Indianapolis, and then the championship gets decided over 10 hours at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta in October for Motul Petit Le Mans. Time now for the LMP2 class, or Le Mans style prototypes. They're designed for endurance and also the second fastest cars on the grid. LMP2, like GTD, is a Pro-Am class with both seasoned professionals and rising stars.
Every driver is rated either bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. In the LMP2 class, every car is required to have at least 1 bronze, 1 silver, and then you have 2 pros for the Rolex 24. The LMP2 class is so competitive because it's basically a spec class, which means that all the cars are the same. We're all running on the same tire, we all have the same engine, the same design of a car. The only differences are made up in the driver and the engineering and the strategy. That's what makes LMP2 fun. Everybody can win, and it's a very competitive, very fun class.
Kurtz, like others in the LMP2 class, are considered gentleman drivers. He and Gar Robinson give their perspective on that, as well as racing in this class.
So in LMP2, it's a Pro-Am combination, which means you have a pro and then so-called gentleman driver. It's a pro that started a little bit later in life.
The gentleman driver is one of the more important pieces of the puzzle. Where do your pros start in the race? A gentleman driver can lose the race, or a gentleman driver can have a really big part in having a good day.
We all hold pro licenses. We're all competitive. We spend a lot of time practicing and looking at data. That's what's exciting, that someone who maybe didn't start go-karting when they were 5 can actually get into a P2 car later in life and have a great sort of second career in motorsport.
A lot of the times the gentleman driver usually helps the team out financially, and they drive as well.
You're not necessarily making your money from racing, which the pros are. So I have another career at CrowdStrike, which I started, but it does take time. And it takes time that you have to commit to racing. It takes a lot of simulator work, but you have to be as dedicated to your main career as you are to your second career of racing.
And we're all here because we love it, we love the sport, and we want to be a part of it in the way that we are.
Robinson was in the hunt to the end for the 2024 championship. Here's how it all played out.
For LMP2, are we going to have a new winner in that championship? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
This is going to be a hotly contested class.
It is going to get intense.
They see the green, they're on the gas.
this field has come to race, and race with some force.
The quality of this field has been elevated to a whole new level, mate. I mean, the speeds this year are insane.
The LMPs is wide open, as always.
These LMP2 machines are absolutely flying around here.
One shot, 110. My life's my stage, I'm in. And I came to win.
Elbows out big time right now. Every lap right now needs to be inch perfect.
This is not a game, no love. It's time to raise it up. This is not a game, no love. It's time to raise it up.
Full attack mode should be white flag next time by.
What a start to the year for this organization.
In LMP2, he's going to win coming off the final corner. Victory for the 52. Benkini finally breaks her and grabs their first win of the season. For TDS Racing in LMP2, time to kiss the bricks. The 11's going to take the win in LMP2.
The season-long championship for LMP2 into Europole with PR1 Matheson.
Coming up, we talk the big one, the Rolex 24 at Daytona, and why every driver in the world wants that watch on their wrist.
That's a gorgeous stainless steel Rolex Daytona.
This is it. This is the reason why we're here at Daytona. Everybody wants to watch the Rolex watch for the win.
I mean, I'm smiling before you've even given it me. I don't even have to open the box to know what this means to get one of these things.
Yeah, I mean, super special watch. Obviously, you know, the engraving on the back, I think, is the coolest part. You know, that winner engraving is pretty special.
It is, to me, been the most difficult thing to win in my whole career.
I think for any racing driver, not just a sports car driver, I think the Rolex 24 means so much to everybody in racing. Aside from the glory of winning it, I think the timepiece is the best trophy you could get for such a race.
Crossing the finish line, it's all racing, it's all about, you know, it's the desire of winning, it's fighting over every lap, and just, you know, it's a big team effort in the end, and that's what I feel, actually, you know, and in the end it's a huge reward. That's the goal and the dream of any driver racing sports car racing.
Since 1962, the Rolex 24 at Daytona has been the crown jewel of endurance racing in North America. Known as one of the most challenging races in motorsport, it's a test of speed, strategy, and sheer determination over 24 grueling hours. From its early days as the Daytona Continental to becoming the kickoff event of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, the Rolex 24 has built a legacy as a proving ground for legends. Drivers like Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt and Scott Dixon have all left their mark here. But what makes the Rolex 24 truly special is its global appeal. It's not just a race, it's a melting pot of talent. Every January, drivers and teams from around the world representing over 40 countries gather to battle under the Florida sun and stars. With elite manufacturers fielding their best machines and cutting-edge technology, the competition is as fierce as ever. The addition of international stars from Formula One champions to Le Mans winners only raises the stakes. At its core, the Rolex 24 isn't just about trophies, it's about legacy. drivers dream of earning that iconic Rolex watch, a symbol of endurance racing supremacy. Winning here means etching your name alongside the greatest in motorsport history. So get ready for the ultimate challenge in motorsport. The 2025 Rolex 24 at Daytona is set to be another unforgettable chapter in racing history, where the world's best drivers, teams and fans come together for the thrill of a lifetime. No one better than the legend Sam Posey to paint the picture that is the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
In my era, close finishes at Daytona were rare. I was never involved in one. Winning was more about minimizing mistakes than about pure speed. Crew chiefs were insistent. Be smooth, be cautious, save the car.
Seems completely healthy at this point.
The race can only be won on the last lap, but it can be lost on the first. The cars that did finish were often battered, limping, the drivers too. Today, the cars are expected to finish.
Let's go!
And so, the drivers, too, must have the endurance and the skill and the mental toughness to go all out, all the way.
Oh, there's a big crash!
And it is now very possible that after 24 hours, the race will come down to the last lap. That, and at the peak of exhaustion, you will face a moment that decides what all the rest meant.
Oh, and a spin, and there may have been a touch!
Decides between celebration and despair.
And they go through the grass!
Between the most epic victory in racing and the most bitter defeat. The rest of the race is all about getting to that moment. The moment a champion lives for. The moment you decide what kind of a day it will be.
Well, it's right around the corner, and we'll see you real soon in Daytona for the start of another captivating IMSA season. This is Lee Diffie saying thanks for watching, and get ready for a great year ahead.
Welcome to one of the greatest spectacles in motorsport.
America's best sports car drivers and the best from around the world.
We are here and ready to do battle.
Great events only happen once a year. It's time for the Rolex 24.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of the International Motorsports Association. We would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.